In San Francisco or the San Francisco Bay Area counties, if you're on probation for drunk driving, for DUI, and you violate the terms of your probation, one of which might be picking up a new criminal offense, so you're not obeying all laws, a number of things can happen. The DA's office can file a motion to revoke your probation, or you could be charged if you pick up a new DUI, you could be charged with a second offense DUI or a third, depending on how many you have within the last 10 years. So what happens there is if you're on probation for a DUI in San Francisco, Marin, or San Mateo, Santa Clara, Contra Costa, Alameda, Napa, Sonoma, wherever it may be, you are facing, if it's a first DUI offense and you violate probation, typically the most they can give you is up to 6 months in jail. And you would be entitled to a hearing where your attorney could represent you, but you would not be entitled to a jury trial on that, not on a probation violation. If there were new offenses that you were being charged with, you could get a jury trial on those, say a second offense DUI. So what we have in the San Francisco Bay Area in California is something called halftime, good time, work time credits. And so while the maximum penalty for a first DUI is typically 6 months in jail, the most you could end up if you were violated on your probation by a judge, and if it were pretty egregious, the most that they would give you is 90 days or 3 months in jail instead of the 6 months, and you would get whatever credit you had previously from your original case, or if you went into custody for some time after your violation of probation arrest. So that's kind of like your maximum penalty. If you're on probation for a second offense, the most they can give you is a year. Same with the third. Again, minus any custody credits that you have. The other, things that could happen, sometimes those probation violations can get dropped. Sometimes they don't even get filed. Say you're on probation in San Mateo County and you go up to Sonoma County and you get in trouble for something, maybe a drunk in public or something like that. San Mateo County might not find out about it. And if they don't, you got lucky. A lot of times the cops, the jails or the DA's offices will notify the county where you're on probation to let them know about it. So I really can't say, no one can say whether or not any action will be taken in these cases. But if it is in the same county, you can pretty much rest assured that county will take action and then look to violate your probation. Now, if you're on a diversion, which is something that not all counties have for DUI, San Francisco, Marin, Alameda, and Sonoma are the ones that have been following the new law and actually allowing for diversions where they feel that people are eligible and suitable. And in those cases, if you violate your diversion conditions by picking up a new case, not obeying all laws, not following through with the conditions of probation, or have alcohol in your system when you're driving, a measurable amount of alcohol, then your diversion can be terminated and your original charges can be reinstated, and you're facing, a DUI charge in most cases, which would be for when diversion is granted a first DUI charge. We have been able to get, in fact, yesterday I just had another client with a second offense DUI get diversion in San Francisco. The circumstances were right for that one. The judge did a thorough investigation and felt like he deserved it. Most second offenses do not fall into that category with most judges, but it is nice, especially in places like I said, San Francisco, Marin, Alameda, and Sonoma, where these judges are really looking at cases and following what the legislature is allowing them to do and granting these diversions over the DA's objections, because rehabilitation in California is what the voters and the legislatures have asked for, instead of permanent criminal records, which result in trouble maintaining a life in California. And also diversion is showing, and I'm mentioning this in most of the videos that I'm doing when I bring up diversion. So far this year, we're in November. Diversion in San Francisco they've been granting them for especially first DUI cases where the people are suitable after the judge has done a thorough investigation of the case. And what's happening is the number of repeat offenders is much less than it has been in previous years, which is just fantastic and showing that diversion is working. And hopefully when, the rest of the counties in the San Francisco Bay Area and the state see that, they can get on board and do what's right and help what will be the number of recidivists for DUI. And it also, this is really helping with, all the mental health that people have been dealing with after COVID. People are really, digging into their health and their mental health, and they're doing therapy and they're taking AA serious, and they're doing courses online or in person. They're doing DUI school right away. They're really attacking this issue from the beginning and dealing with it instead of just waiting until after a conviction, 6 months, a year, 18 months later, and then doing the DUI school and paying a big fine and maybe doing some work program and having a permanent record. Diversion's working, and it's a good thing, and more people need to know about this.